Welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. My name is George Wright III with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. I hope you're having an amazing week so far. It's Thursday morning. I'm back in town after my extended trip in my motorhome down to Scottsdale, Arizona, see my mom for Mother's Day, spend a little bit of, do a few episodes on the road. So I'm excited to be back with you today. I'm in the office and I want to start with you and talk with you a little bit today about your time and your time being a choice in your life. But let's start with the quote of the day, which is, "He who knows he has enough is rich," by Lao Tzu. He who knows who has enough is rich. Now, I've always had mixed emotions about this quote because I felt it sort of meant you were settling, right? You have enough. But the more I contemplate and think about this quote, the more I understand it. And I believe it means that the secret to happiness, and that you've heard this before from the Dalai Lama and others, is not having what you want, but it's wanting what you have. Let me say that again. Happiness and fulfillment is not having, or even success for that matter, is not having what you want. It's wanting what you have. When you have that gratitude and appreciation for what you have, you're certainly going to get more out of life. I believe it's when we're in this constant state of, as Ed Milet would put it, blissful dissatisfaction, that we're not content with our current state, but we are happy and grateful for what we've been. Because when we're not, let me say that a little differently. When we're not content with our current state, we have a difficult time, right? We have to be happy and grateful for what we have while continuously pursuing a better version of ourselves and a better life. You know, I don't mean better in terms of just money and fame and recognition or success, although you will have that as well. I mean, having a better life of happiness and fulfillment and enjoying the journey and helping other people and success and prosperity. I believe that knowing that you have enough or being grateful and appreciative for what you have while simultaneously wanting to better yourself and learn to create an even more prosperous life is the key. And it's a bit of a balancing act, but I really think that there's a lot in these quotes that come out that we put on the mobile app and that we put out on the Daily Mastermind. And if you'll just spend a little bit of time going below the surface a bit, I've found that seven-figure mentors of mine and individuals that are really super successful, happy, and fulfilled in life, they think just a little bit differently, and they always question and go a little bit deeper than most. So when you hear these quotes, I'd encourage you to do the same. So today's topic is going to be on time. Now, we talk a lot about wealth, but sometimes we forget that our time is our greatest asset that we have. We forget that regardless of how much money and talent and opportunity that you have, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. So how you spend your time, how you spend your asset of time is what really matters the most. So how are you spending your time? Are you investing your time wisely? Are you spending it in the right areas? Or are you spending it on dumb stuff? You know, are you taking your free time, just think about that word for a minute, my free time, and wasting it? Because there's no such thing as free time. It's like extra money. If you don't invest it, there's an opportunity cost. If you don't do the right things with it, if you spend it rather than invest it, it's going to cost you. So are you taking your free time and wasting it on rest, Netflix, catching up on sleep, or other things that rob you of your dreams that you have in life? Have you become accustomed to just wasting your extra time? Remember a quote a few days ago that I had on I think it was over the weekend with the mobile app. Laziness is nothing more than the habit of resting before you get tired. All of us can push to the next level. I think we convince ourselves sometimes, we're programming ourselves that we need rest, and that when we need rest, and what we actually need is we need to achieve our goals and dreams so that we can live a better life. You know, who needs rest if you can actually achieve your goals and dreams and fulfill your purpose and help others? Time is our great equalizer. Time is the one asset that we all get. It's the equalizer in the world of success and prosperity and happiness. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. Now listen, I know what you're saying. You're saying, George, I've got 2 jobs or maybe 3 jobs, and they take up my whole day. Or my job, I work 65 hours a week. You hear the saying, most people that work 65 hours a week, when they really look at the amount of time they're working, it's really, you could deduct 25 from it. But I'm talking about real work. But But, yeah, I got a job. I got 2 jobs. I have kids. I have family. I have responsibilities. I have all these things. I wasn't given the same amount of environment and opportunities and things that other have. George, I don't have the same skill level as this person, so I don't have the same, ability to spend my time as profitably. Excuse. Yeah, there's people in situations that are at different levels or have a bit of an edge. I get that. And, but you need to understand that how you view your circumstances determines your outcome. So the way it's like Wayne Dyer said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I really, really believe this. If you believe that you don't have any time, you don't have any time. And if you believe that you work all the time and you don't have the same opportunities, then that's going to be what you have in your life. So you can either choose to believe that you're overwhelmed and overloaded and stressed and under the gun, or you can choose to accept your situation and change it. You can change the way you look at things so that the things you look at change. Now, I listened to just a great speech the other day by Lisa Nichols, who I met. She spoke for me one time in the past. We had a huge room with Tony Robbins and a few others, and I heard her speak the other day, and she gave some numbers that I thought might benefit you in your mindset. She said, we all have 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week to start the week with. That's 168 hours. So let's think about that for a second. You have, the same as me, you have 168 hours. So you need to start from there, not start from, I have a couple hours when I get home from work. I really don't have extra time until the weekend. Everything, everybody else takes up my time. Listen, we all have 168 hours. So start with that. Now, if you work a 40-hour week, and I said it before, some of you say I work 60 hours, 80 hours, and you may clock in for 60 or 80 hours. But I promise you, there's very few humans on this earth that work that many hours with literally not a 20-minute, 30-minute extra period of time. But let's just say, for argument's sake, you work 40 hours and you sleep 8. That's another 56 hours. That's a total of 96 hours each week. So what are you doing with the other 72 hours a week? Let's think about that. What are you doing with the other 8 to 10 hours a day? Sure, there's kids, there's second jobs, there's other, priorities in life. So let's deduct another 4 hours a day for family, another 4 hours a day for another job, side hustle. That still leaves you a couple hours every day. My point I'm trying to make is, do you realize how much you can do with just an extra hour a day? An hour a day put towards your goals and dreams. That's like 7 to 10 hours a week. That's like 40 hours a month. That's like, I'm not going to keep doing the math, right? You get what I'm saying. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds of hours a year if you just put in an extra hour or two every day. And the key is most of us aren't willing to make that commitment. But where are we spending our time? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, because it's the new thing, right? Surfing the web, shopping online. When was the last time, by the way, you took a look at your screen time on your cellular device? Look at it. It'll blow your mind. Look at how much time it tells you how much, if you have an iPhone, it tells you how many times you picked up your phone. If you didn't even take your screen time and you just looked at how much you're picking up your phone and you spent that time doing something else, it's important you take an assessment of your life. How about TV? How many of you have actually watched Netflix at all or on demand? And it's funny because we convince ourselves that we're being more productive because, we're not watching commercials now. So now what we do is we just watch 3 episodes instead of 1. Seriously, you don't recognize and realize that you're putting your dreams and goals and talents on hold for nothing. Just to relax, just to have a short-term break. I want to draw something to your attention that you may not have considered. In addition to wasting your time on things that don't contribute towards your happiness and others, you're allowing your subconscious mind to be programmed. That's right. You think you're not spending time on you, you're not doing the reading or personal development, and that might even make some of you feel guilty, but you actually are spending time on you. The problem is that you're programming you to move further and further from your goals and dreams. You are programming you by watching TV, watching Netflix, listening to the news, following up, just listening to music and not having a purpose. You're becoming more fearful, more dependent, more anxious, more stressed, more bought into the stories that are being told around you. Think about that for a minute, because we're definitely programming our mind on a day-to-day basis. We're either consciously programming it for success, or we're subconsciously programming it with everything around us. And believe me, everything around us is not success. Unless you're hanging around with successful people like we talk about in our prosperity pillars. But if you were doing that, you probably would be maximizing your time. So this isn't about being critical. This is about analyzing where we're at. Our thoughts create our life, and our thoughts drive the feelings and emotions and actions that we take. Our thoughts will drive those feelings, emotions, and actions we take. And if our thoughts and feelings create our actions, those actions are going to create experiences which ingrain beliefs in our life. What you are, how you are. We're going to talk over the next couple weeks about reprogramming your identity, but you're allowing your spare time, involuntarily, subconsciously, to be programmed to work against you. It's being programmed to work against you. Or should I say, you actually are voluntarily allowing yourself to be programmed to give up on your goals and your dreams. Because if you really analyze what's out there in the marketplace right now, it's not positive. It's not to better you. Now, I believe this. We all have time to spend. We all have a choice to spend our time wisely in pursuit of a worthwhile goal, something that's good and brings us fulfillment and happiness and peace of mind. So I really encourage you to spend your time for productive endeavors. I encourage you to spend your time to experience life and create memories. I encourage you to use your time to create the best version of yourself. Stop being selfish with your time and spending it on you. Give it to other people. Give it to service to others. You will be surprised how much gratitude and service, those two things, gratitude and service, and spending your time in those areas will eliminate depression, anxiety, stress, focus on bad things. The beautiful thing about this concept is that you can share your time and talents in the service to others, and you can get paid along the way. That's the recipe for having success in life, is to spend your God-given time and talents in the service of other people to fill a need that's there in the marketplace. And you can create an amazing life if you just spend your dollars of your time wisely. Invest your time the right way. Now, I want to leave you with one last final thought, and that is the understanding the power of compound interest and compounding your time. Most people don't understand the power, maybe we'll have to talk about this tomorrow, but the power of compounding interest, because it takes a long period of time, little small increases in your money to finally realize towards the end the power of compound interest. But the most important time in money compounding is in the beginning. When you're compounding, at 8% or 10%, it's only $50, or it's only $200, or it's only $300. And then, years down the road, this compound interest turns into hundreds of thousands of dollars. Well, the same principle stands with your time. You may not think an hour here, 2 hours there, 3 hours there is giving you a rate of return on your time, so you decide just not to do it. But what you don't realize is that it's the 1 hour here, 2 hours there, 5 hours a week that build and build and build and compound into where you create a life that pays you rewards over and over and over and over again. So the message I wanted to get out with you today is that time is a choice. We all have time. We all have the ability to spend our time, and I encourage you to spend your time wisely. And that's my message for today. I hope you're having an amazing week. I hope you'll share this message with someone you feel that might help. Share it, if for no other reason than to ingrain it in your own mind and learn. And the best way to learn is to teach. So that's my message for today. My name is George Wright III. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll talk with you more tomorrow. This has been the Daily Mastermind. Talk soon.